Hello, everyone. Welcome to the NoDQ predictions video for this jam-packed, loaded WWE pay-per-view Elimination Chamber. And I have the hiccup, so we're already off to a great start here. Elimination Chamber 2021. I'm being joined by the NoDQ panel and chat room. We are really going to need your help tonight to pad out this video and stretch it for as long as possible, because we might be done in 10 minutes unless we get some interesting thoughts from you guys in the chat room. So if you have your predictions, type them in the chat room and I'll put some of them up on the screen, and maybe we'll talk about some of your ideas, maybe think outside the box, give us some interesting possibilities for this show. Now, let me throw it over to Robbie Weiss. Robbie, how are you feeling about this pay-per-view? Scale of 1 to 10. Don't be shy here. Tell us how you feel.
One. I don't care. I don't think I've ever been this unexcited for a pay-per-view. There's what, 4 matches? Have we ever had 4 matches? Have we ever had that low of a match count this close to a pay-per-view? We've had like 6, and we thought that was pretty extreme. Look, we're so close to WrestleMania. Nothing's going to change. I found out tonight, apparently, whoever wins the one Elimination Chamber gets to face Reigns right after. So, okay. Asuka might face somebody. It's just, this is clearly WWE filler. And I can't, like, it feels like they don't care about it. I shouldn't care about it. But we're going to give some predictions here. I really hope that people in the chat are on their game tonight, because like Aaron said, we need all the help we can get, because we have 4 matches to talk about and 1 maybe match that might possibly happen since Ric Flair knocked up Lacey Evans and kayfabe. So that's all I got. Yeah, woo.
All right. Big G, give us a woo on a scale of 1 to 10. Give us your thoughts on this pay-per-view and how you're feeling.
Woo?
That sounded like a 3.
I'm gonna go 1 above Robbie, 2 out of 10. Yeah,
literally one-upping me.
I'm doing the prices right here. I'm going up $1. No, I mean, I'm hoping the Elimination Chamber matches will be decent. They've always been decent throughout the years. The other 2 matches, we'll see. And the 5th match with Asuka, maybe we'll see returning Becky Lynch. You know, one mother leaving, another mother coming in. There you go.
And Braden says Elimination Chamber still a favorite concept for you guys. I mean, I like the concept, just I would prefer that there was actually a good build-up for it, and there was a reason to really care about what happens in the match.
Gimmicks don't make the match. A gimmick can enhance a match. A gimmick can make a great feud or an interesting story into something great. But it's kind of like special effects, man. That's what happens when you just rely on special effects in movies. You end up with things like the Phantom Menace, and they just lack substance, character, and anything that has to do with creativity. So
it really is a case of WWE is just relying on the chamber concept to draw people in, and they're like, well, who cares about the actual card or the storylines? We're just going to throw out 2 Elimination Chamber matches and expect everybody to do somersaults and cartwheels and jump for joy over this. But let's throw it over to Colin Andrew. Colin, how are you feeling 1 to 10 on this show?
Maybe a 3.5. Maybe. And that's being generous. Elimination Chamber has turned into one of those concept matches that I just don't care about anymore, because it's just a gimmick pay-per-view. The match doesn't mean anything, just like Hell in a Cell anymore. And pretty much since Otis won Money in the Bank, that match is a joke to me now too. So, again, we got 4 matches, and one of them might not even happen. And if it does, you know, it's probably just going to be a big bust. So I really don't care. We're on the road to Mania, but this is just a really crappy pit stop at a rundown gas station. Like, you know, that's basically the way I look at this show as of now.
And keep in mind, we still have Fastlane in a few weeks after this. That's going to be another pay-per-view.
I went to Fastlane last year, whenever it was in Cleveland.
Sorry.
I was there too.
That was the last time the Shield was on a pay-per-view, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
We thought they were going to walk down by us because they were lining up down to my row, and we were excited, but then they decided to go somewhere else, and then we were bummed out and bored.
Yeah, I was on the other side.
Josh Mansfield sent in a $2 super chat, says, little something for Virtue just cuz. Well, Virtue actually has to be on the video to qualify for a donation.
I mean, there's his name, I guess. There you
That's
go.
true.
There you go.
NoDQ.com/virtue. There, he gets his plug for the evening. Now let's go ahead and start talking about these matches. Let's get down to this card. Let's get to the meat of this card. First match for Elimination Chamber, we have, drum roll please, Asuka defending the Raw Women's Championship against the Southern Sassy Belle, Lacey Evans. This is the graphic that is on WWE.com right now, Tuesday night, as we record this. Now, wait a minute. Oh, that's right. Lacey Evans is pregnant. She announced on Raw she is pregnant.
So it's a handicap match now. And there we go.
Damn.
Why did WWE not announce a replacement? Are they going to wait until Saturday or the day of the show? Oh, by the way, Asuka's now facing Alexa Bliss.
Subject change.
Nice, Virtue.
Yeah, so I guess real quick, we'll maybe talk about who the replacement will be. It could be Peyton Royce. I could see that happening. I'd like to see Alexa Bliss be.
Royce.
You know what?
Why?
I don't know. Just
She's Lacey's running partner.
Okay.
All
All right. I was just curious. Yeah, that's just a name I wasn't expecting. I was expecting like a predict. That shows you the state of this pay-per-view when our surprise thing is going to be Peyton Royce.
I mean, I'd love to see Rhea Ripley show up and win the title impromptu match.
That'd be great.
I would be fine with that just to get the ball rolling. I feel so bad for Asuka because the Raw Women's Championship is just like an afterthought at this point. Like, does anybody really care about it? And she's been champ for a while, but it just feels like it's very low on WWE's priority list at the moment. And yeah, I think
Alexa show up. Could Alexa show up and do some Fiend stuff and then do something? I mean, is what are the chances that something interesting happens with this match? Or do you think they're just going to have a random replacement at the last second and then they're just going to have like a throwaway match and that you would see on Raw?
Probably. I mean, I feel like it's going to be Peyton Royce, but I'd like to see Rhea Ripley just to shake things up a bit. Colin, what do you think?
I mean, yeah, Rhea would be awesome, but I have the feeling she might go to SmackDown. I feel SmackDown would be a better fit for her. So in the awesome lineup that we really have left over on Raw, I'm probably just going to have to go with Peyton Royce because she's running mates with Lacey. I really don't know. I've been thinking about it, and I mean, yeah, a returning Becky Lynch would be cool, but again, I don't see that just yet, especially for Elimination Chamber. Really,
Okay.
you're gonna waste that on Elimination Chamber? No. So I'm just gonna go with Peyton Royce.
Well, I'm going to go on record right now and say that I don't think it's going to be Peyton Royce. And if it is Peyton Royce, I will give away a NoDQ.com t-shirt. That's how confident I am that that's just that is the most boring thing. That is the most boring. That is like a white bread sandwich with one slice of just 3-week-old bologna. Like no one wants to eat it. If that's really what they're going to throw at us at this pay-per-view, I'll give away a NoDQ shirt. I will tweet that out on Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon sometime. And as long as you retweet it and are following me, you're eligible for it. If Peyton Royce walks out there and has a match with Asuka, you get a free t-shirt of your choosing from NoDQ.com.
There you go.
All right, Big G. Let's hear from Big G on this one. What's your expert opinion on this one? Who's going to be the new opponent if there is even a match?
I could see it. Well, since it's a throwaway, Peyton Royce, maybe Charlotte. You know, they're tag team partners. You know, maybe Asuka comes out, and you know, well, Lacey's pregnant. Well, you can hit Charlotte's music, and Charlotte says, "Well, you know, we're best friends now. Let me challenge you for the title." I honestly, I don't know who could. I really don't know. I mean, they could still have Lacey Evans. I mean, wasn't Becky pregnant, you know, during WrestleMania when she fought Shayna Baszler? So, I mean, if she's in her early stage of pregnancy, I mean, have a really quick match where Asuka taps her out and that's it.
I don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that either.
That's a hard.
I mean,
no.
I'd rather see Nikki Cross than Peyton Royce. That just
Nikki
blows my
Cross
mind.
wouldn't be a bad or Alexa. I mean, they really haven't
would
done
literally
anything
rather
with
see
Nikki
anybody.
Cross since with
they've just done nothing with her since that split, right?
Yeah.
I mean, she's done nothing. She was thought to be the breakout star of the Iconics, and her running mate over there has gotten more publicity, YouTube watches, and more recognition than she has. So she's kind of fallen off, I think. So to me, it wouldn't make that much sense to throw her in there. But again, this is this is basically Monday Night Elimination Chamber, so why not?
pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on here and get to the next match, which is for the United States Championship. Bobby Lashley defending against Matt Riddle and, I think, Keith Lee. Now, here's why I say I think Keith Lee, because Keith Lee was not on Raw. There was no mention of him whatsoever. The build on Raw was to set up Lashley and Riddle. Lashley came out after the six-man tag match, and he put the hurt lock on Riddle, and there was no mention of Riddle. Jeez, I'm striking out repeatedly here. Keith Lee, let me get rid of this graphic. Maybe that's throwing me off. That's how little I care. Like, I'm just getting everybody mixed up. Keith Lee, people are starting to think that maybe he's not going to be on this pay-per-view because there was no mentioning of him on Raw. Now, what I'm thinking is either way, Lashley's going to retain. I was thinking Lashley when they announced the triple threat. I feel like the triple threat match was designed so we could have Lashley beat one of the guys, probably Riddle, and Keith Lee doesn't have to take the fall. Then at WrestleMania, we have Keith Lee versus Bobby Lashley one-on-one for the championship. Now, I saw a comment in the chat room, Keith Lee is engaged. So that's not like he's on his honeymoon or anything. Like, I don't think they're going on vacation during a pandemic to celebrate their engagement. They might, go to a restaurant and social distance or whatever, but I don't think they're going to Tahiti or something for their honeymoon. But anyways, I think Lashley will retain regardless of whether it's a triple threat or a singles match. Colin, Andrew, what do you think?
Yeah, Bobby Lashley's retaining.
That's all you have to say?
That's really about it. I mean, I don't feel Riddle's in the spot to take it. He's been getting put in the hurt lock for how many weeks in a row? I feel it's the new Lana and Nia tables deal. Keith Lee, he's there. He's not there. He's there. He's not there. Give somebody a big moment at Mania. And Lashley's been on fire. The Hurt Business is still doing great things. So why change something if it's not broken? You know what I mean? So.
All right, Robbie Vice, what do you think?
Bobby Lashley is one of the best things happening in WWE right now. It would be a catastrophic mistake to take the belt off him, especially dropping it to Matt Riddle. I know Virtue's a huge fan, and that's something him and I drastically differ on. Matt Riddle is an under mid-card jobber at best. He will never hold the world championship at any point in WWE. And until he can get serious, put a pair of shoes on, stop acting like an idiot, stop saying the bro thing, stop trying to be Vince Russo Jr. and takes wrestling seriously, he's just going to be a joke. He's going to be that's all he is. Matt Riddle is basically just a bad version of RVD. Like if it was like a dollar store RVD, it would literally be Matt Riddle. Zero chance that he wins this match tonight or at Elimination Chamber. And like other people said, I would love to see Keith Lee versus Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania. But Bobby Lashley is one of the best things happening in WWE right now, and they do not need him to lose anytime soon. If anything, I want to see Bobby Lashley get a world title match and have another reign as champion. So that's where I stand with it.
Well, never say never on that. Now, the This Guy Experience sent in a $2 super chat. He said save for the end, but we're going to do it right now anyways, just real quick. He says, will Lacey Evans have a hand or a foot? Oh, that's mean.
Oh, my God.
I mean,
I think she'll have whatever she has. It'll be to the sound of crickets because not a single fan in attendance will care at all.
Well, I will say this:
World's
Mae Young,
smallest island.
Mae Young, she was up there. Her giving birth at that age, that's something that just doesn't happen. With Lacey Evans, she's young. Now, granted, it is, in storyline, Ric Flair's sperm. So it could end up being some wacky creature. I'm not even
Charles
sure.
Robinson Jr. again.
Anyways,
She could give birth to Charles Robinson, and I would pop for that. Little Nate, I'd like it.
I would pop for that too.
Yeah.
All right, so Big G, in a minimum of 100 words, your predictions.
Bro. Just to piss Robbie off, I'm going with
It doesn't
Riddle.
piss me off. He's irrelevant. I don't care about him.
No, I like Matt Riddle. I don't know. Everybody has their own, entitled to their own opinion. I've liked Riddle since he started in NXT, but I think Riddle's going to win it. He was put in the Hurt Lock for like the past couple weeks, and we know WWE, they're going to put it on him. He just signed a new contract. Vince McMahon sees something in him, so I'm going with Riddle.
All right, then. All right, on that note, we will get to the Elimination Chamber in just a second because Roberto Bravo sent in a $5 super chat. Thank you, Roberto. He says, my favorite show, Da Four Jabronis. Keith Lee needs to lose some weight if he wants to be the next superstar. I don't think the weight is an issue at all. I think Keith Lee is just fine as he is. I think the biggest mistake was not letting him just be himself. He wrestled out there and he was shirtless and didn't bother me at all. And I liked his music. They changed his music. They changed his gear. And I thought all that was totally unnecessary. Let Keith Lee be Keith Lee. Let him do what brought him to the dance. And the This Guy Experience sent in a $2 super chat, says, I agree with you, Robbie. Bobby needs a world title. Bobby Lashley has been on fire. And for him to lose to Riddle before WrestleMania, that seems ridiculous. That would seem like a waste of everything WWE has done to build up Lashley. How many guys have been booked as strongly as Lashley?
But that's what
whole hurt business.
That's what WWE does. They build these people up, and then they just get bored of them.
Yeah, if Riddle is going to beat Bobby Lashley, it's not going to be at a throwaway Elimination Chamber. It would be at WrestleMania where they could try to build a new star and have a WrestleMania moment. I very much doubt it would be at anything other than a Big Four pay-per-view where they're going to take down a monster like Bobby Lashley. WWE historically will build up monsters like this. They will have them lose, but it's typically SummerSlam, Mania, sometimes the Royal Rumble, maybe Survivor Series, but I would honestly say between SummerSlam and Mania, those are the two opportunities you see to have big monsters really go down.
Yeah.
So Big G, you might be eating an L on that prediction, but you're kicking my ass in the league anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Lashley should not be losing until WrestleMania. Bottom line. After everything WWE has put into him over the past 6-7 months, he needs to stay champion at least until WrestleMania, if not longer. Otherwise, it's just a total waste of everything that they did. Now, we do have a $5 super chat here from Johnny Boy. Thank you, Johnny Boy. Says, stoked for the show. Still think Brock Lesnar versus Lashley needs to happen.
Yes.
I think we're all in agreement on that one. I think Bobby Lashley would love that match. I think everybody but Vince, or maybe Brock doesn't want that match. Who knows? But
I want to see that in a Hell in a Cell. You want to bring a good Hell in a Cell? Bobby Lashley and Lesnar in a Hell in a Cell would be absolutely money. If you want a gimmick match to put in Hell in a Cell, that's the match.
Yeah, I would love to see Lashley and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, but I feel like it's probably not going to happen, unfortunately. But that would make sense, with the way Bobby Lashley has been protected. That would make sense that WWE was slowly building him up for Brock Lesnar. But yeah, I'm not getting my hopes up on that one. All right, guys, let's move on here to the first of the two Elimination Chamber matches. The first match is for an opportunity at Roman Reigns and the Universal Championship on the same night. I'm not a fan of this. I guess it does make the chamber match itself a little bit more unpredictable, but I think we all still know the ultimate outcome. But let's go ahead and get everybody's predictions on this one. So I am going to start with you, Big G. Now, Big G, you have 2 picks. Your first pick will be worth 2 points, and your second pick will be worth 1 point. So take it away, Big G.
Well, it's definitely not going to be Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, or King Corbin, or Jey Uso.
You don't think Sami Zayn has a chance?
No. He can take his documentary crew and film whatever he needs to film, but he's not going to win. So my number 2 is going to be Daniel Bryan. And my number 1 is going to be Cesaro. The promo that Cesaro cut this past week on Talking Smack was pretty good. It made you believe that he was going to win the Elimination Chamber. He's been red hot the past couple weeks on SmackDown. So, yeah, Cesaro and Daniel Bryan.
All right. I have to answer this super chat just because it's so off the wall here. But Roberto Bravo sent in $5 to say this. He says, I thought I saw Gilberto Jr. walking down Sepulveda Boulevard. Now, for those of you who don't know who Gilberto is, he's the old NoDQ troll on the Facebook group. He's been there for years. And if you saw him on Sepulveda Boulevard in the Los Angeles area near LAX, down south of there, like towards San Pedro, then that might have been him. That very well could have been Gilberto. If you saw a tall, muscular guy with glasses, you might have run into the legend himself. Anyways, let's get back to the match. Colin, Andrew, what are your thoughts on it?
I will go with Kevin Owens winning as my first pick, just because we obviously feel this isn't done yet. You know. There's still stuff there. They're still doing stuff with it, so why not? And then my second pick will have to be Cesaro, because we were talking about it earlier before we even started the video, and it just makes sense that Cesaro could win and go, because it is a throwaway pay-per-view, and he is one of those superstars that people want to see given a chance. So this could be his chance to do it. But again, we're on the road to Mania. Roman's not going to lose the title. So it doesn't really matter who goes against him. But yeah, KO number 1, Cesaro number 2.
All right. And Shanti sent in a $5 super chat. Thank you, Shanti. Says, no DQ makes my whole day when y'all go live. Shanti, I see what you did there. It probably took you a whole day to come up with that one. Anyways, let's talk about some possibilities here. And Dr. NXT Scorpio brought up an interesting one. Maybe Jey Uso wins and then lays down for Roman Reigns for the easy win. Maybe that happens. Maybe Jimmy shows up and tells Jey to snap out of it, and that we can get that storyline going again with the Usos and Jimmy trying to be defiant of Roman, and we can actually have some storyline progression with that and have Jimmy back. But I don't think that's going to happen. I would like to see it, though. Robbie Vice, what are your thoughts?
I mean, so Kevin Owens is most likely going to win, followed by Daniel Bryan as my second pick. Kevin Owens and Roman have been doing this feud for months, and I feel like they're just good. This is just Monday Night Elimination Chamber, so why not rehash that? Daniel Bryan, just because he's someone that Roman can just stomp on. Daniel Bryan's been laying down for people lately, putting people over, and I think Roman just stomping him, getting some of that sympathy. Daniel Bryan's going to give that valiant effort if it's him. Same with Kevin Owens. So I think those would be my safe picks. Cesaro is, my heart says Cesaro, but my mind, my WWE Vince McMahon goggles say just keep doing what you're doing. Kevin Owens, Daniel Bryan.
Okay, and Braden just gave me an idea. So Noah Foster will do some extra points since there's not much of a card here. We'll predict who is going to get eliminated first from each chamber match in addition. So let me go ahead and do my predictions, and then I'll get everyone's thoughts on the bonus point, which will be the elimination, who gets eliminated first. I'll go first. I think Cesaro is going to win. Cesaro is getting this push right now, and then my second pick will be Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan has kind of been in this zone of putting over other people and not really going for that main event spot, but I still think there's a chance Bryan wins and then puts up a great effort against Reigns. You know, I think it'll be one of those matches where you have the winner taking it to Reigns and putting in a great effort, but ultimately losing to Reigns. Hero Villain 5 sent in a $5 super chat. Thank you for that. And why is Adobe Flash Player popping up on me here? No,
Mine just did that too.
Seriously?
Yeah,
that was weird.
About 2 minutes ago.
Wow, I have no idea what that's about. But Hero Villain 5 with $5 says, I could see the chamber match winner getting another shot at Fastlane. Yeah, I'm thinking that too. I'm very much in agreement with that, Hero Villain. I could see like Cesaro winning and then coming up short against Reigns. He hits another low blow, and then Cesaro gets a rematch at Fastlane. I could definitely see that happening. But yeah, regardless of who wins, I expect Reigns to retain the championship, and he'll walk out of the pay-per-view as champion. So Noah Foster, I'm going with Reigns. Big G, your thoughts on who will be out first? I think it's going to be Sami Zayn. Zayn is there for comedy, for shits and giggles.
Yep.
He'll be the first one out.
Exactly what I was going to say.
Yep.
All right, so Colin and Big G agree, and Robbie, I think maybe you agree, or are you going to go with a bolder prediction?
I mean, I think it could be him or Baron Corbin, but we'll just, for the sake of it, for the prediction strategy, Aaron's ahead of me. I'm going to go ahead and decide with that. So,
all right, there you go. So that was a unanimous
flip, so
a unanimous pick there. Although we have a couple people in the chat room going with KO as the first one eliminated, and Daniel Bryan.
That'd
as
be
the
a
first
shocker.
one
That'd be surprising.
I would definitely be surprised on that one. I mean, Sami Zayn just seems like the obvious one, but we'll see.
Imagine him being the last. Oh my god.
Hey, you never know. Anything can happen in WWE, right? All right. Now we have the Raw Elimination Chamber match. We have Drew McIntyre. This one is for the WWE Championship. We have Drew McIntyre defending against Kofi Kingston, who got added on Raw last minute, replacing The Miz. We have Sheamus, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and Jeff Hardy. Now, I cannot see Drew McIntyre going into WrestleMania without the WWE title. I just don't see that happening. But the question is, could somebody possibly beat him and then lose the title back to Drew at Fastlane? To me, that would be silly. But we'll go ahead and get everybody's thoughts. And keep in mind, you're also going to predict the first elimination. So we'll start with Robbie. Your thoughts on this one?
I need to pick two people. I mean, Drew McIntyre is going to win the match. I have to pick a second one?
Correct. And who you think's going out first?
Okay, then I guess my second pick would be Orton, because I feel like that's the safest bet. And I think Jeff Hardy is going to be eliminated first because he's not going to win this match at all. So I think like he, in my opinion, is the least likely to win this match out of everybody that's in there. Storyline and everything else. So.
And to answer Father Adrian, Braun is on Raw, so I do not see him being part of the SmackDown Chamber.
No.
Virtue says I'll get eliminated first. Okay, I see how it is, Virtue. All right, Big G, what are your thoughts?
Obviously, the first pick is Drew, and my second pick will be Kofi. And the first to get eliminated, I'm gonna go with Orton. I think Alexa Bliss is gonna do some of her funky stuff that she did on Monday, cause Orton, to get distracted and get eliminated.
Yeah, some wacky stuff's going to happen that'll lead to Randy Orton getting eliminated. I feel like maybe we will actually see The Fiend on this pay-per-view. Colin, Andrew, what do you think?
Well, see, I think Drew definitely number one, but number two, it has to be Orton because that would make sense because Edge still hasn't picked who he's facing yet. He's waiting until after the Chamber. And yes, there's still unfinished business with Edge and Orton, and I know The Fiend and Orton have stuff too, but Royal Rumble winner, Orton wins it. All right, so he can go that route. So yeah, my number two will be Orton, and my first out has to be Hardy. I mean, I think it has to be. He's the odd one out. I mean, he just really is. You
He's
look
in
at
there to do like a dive and then get
yeah, he's gonna jump off the top of the little pod thing, do a swanton, and biff somehow, and yeah. So there you go.
All right. Well, my first pick will be Drew McIntyre. Obviously, I'm going safe on that one. And second pick, maybe Sheamus wins as the last entrant, and then Drew has a rematch with Sheamus at Fastlane and wins back the title. But yeah, I think Orton's going to be eliminated by whatever happens with the Fiend / Alexa Bliss. And then as far as who's out first, I'm going to agree with you, Colin Andrew. I think it's going to be Jeff Hardy, who really has just been a punching bag on Monday Night Raw as of late. Not really doing much except for putting over other people at this stage of his career. He'll do a couple cool moves, but maybe he goes for like a big swanton off the top and misses and gets pinned that way. Something like that'll happen. And yeah, that's it for Elimination Chamber. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. We somehow got over 30 minutes on this, so there you go. We managed to make it work.
We stretched it out.
And we managed to get some bonus points in there in the process for our predictions league. All right, so let's go ahead and get everybody's plugs. Let's start with the Cleaver, Colin Andrew.
NoDQ.com/Colin takes you to my Twitter page that you're looking at right now. The Cleaver, Colin Andrew on YouTube and on Instagram. Follow me there. And yeah, good luck everybody on Sunday for this super cool pay-per-view. Yay.
Yeah. Woo. And to respond to Dwayne Atkinson with a Miz attempt to cash in, I don't think he's going to do it. I think if he does it, I said this on my Raw stream, I think if he does it, it's at WrestleMania because Mania will have an actual crowd. And to me, like with the uncertainty of when we'll have another show with a crowd, like it could be several more months before that happens again. Like that's going to be the show where Miz comes in, so you get the big crowd reaction for him trying to cash in Money in the Bank. I'm feeling very confident that Miz will do the big attempt at WrestleMania and probably fail, but I think that's when it will happen. Big G, let's go ahead and get your plugs in.
Yeah, NoDQ.com/BigBallerG takes you to my Twitter page. And on there, you'll find my link to my YouTube channel, The Gridiron Grapple, every Tuesday. And NoDQ_BigBallerG 1988 on Instagram.
All right. And the man who rolls the dice, Robbie Vice.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. Just follow me on Twitter. I am criminally underfollowed at the Robbie Vice. You could be part of all of my giveaways. Keep in mind, if I can get up to 750 followers by WrestleMania weekend, I'll be giving away 2 $100 prizes for each night of WrestleMania, one each night. That is at the Robbie Vice. And my recommendation to anyone watching this show is don't drink too much and drink lots of coffee. You're going to need it.
All right, then. Hopefully it's a short pay-per-view. The WWE main roster pay-per-views have been shorter, which is a positive. I just wish they did a better job of building up this one and maybe just did something in terms of announcing a new opponent for Asuka. And I don't know, maybe having
effort's good.
Yeah, and I like I've said before, I would prefer just one chamber match. I think it would be better than two.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys. Make sure you follow NoDQ.com for the very latest, and also a plug for the ladies of NoDQ and Virtue. They will have their predictions video coming up probably by the time a lot of you watch this, so look out for that. It should definitely be up by Wednesday at the latest, and that's all we got.
I want to say this, though.
Go ahead.
I want to see Virtue's response to my Matt Riddle speak, because I talked a lot of crap about Matt Riddle, so I'm curious to see if Virtue has a different pick for that. So definitely check that out. And again, the Matt Riddle thing may become a NoDQ debate with Virtue and myself, so definitely look forward to that.
Yeah. So if any reason to check it out other than my fiance being part of it, you got to hear Virtue's response to what Robbie said on this stream, because it's going to be, we got to create our own little feud going on here on NoDQ to possibly build up to a future debate at some point. Robbie Vice versus Virtue in a debate. I'd love to hear one with you guys, maybe about Matt Riddle or anything really. The problem is you guys agree with so much.
There's a number of things that him and I have very strong differences of opinion on. So,
all right, so we'll have to set something up with that. Hopefully, curious to see what Virtue has to say. Take care, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy Elimination Chamber, as Noah Foster would say. Enjoy wrestling best you can. Try to find the positives and take care, everybody. Stay positive, but not COVID positive. And we will see you all next time.